I promise y'all, it's allergies. I'm not getting sick. We've been outside for like 4 days straight because it's been beautiful here. The sun is out. My kids have been driving me nuts, so we've been sitting outside, and now my allergies are killing me. So we've been inside today after dealing with school and other appointments, so we just stayed home. So today marks the first day of the puff blanket project. Yesterday I made the swatch. It was the day after Mother's Day, and I made this swatch in like 2 hours. And after that, I stayed up and did the math on how big I want it. I am planning to make it a throw size blanket. It will probably be a little bit bigger than an actual throw size. My goal is to make it 52 by 60 inches. It might be plus or minus a few inches, which is totally fine. I have 2 kids, and I showed this to my oldest, and he said he doesn't like it because it's not a blanket yet. If you want an honest opinion, just ask a 4-year-old. That's all I'm going to say. So I have to make, after doing some math on all of this, I have to make 17 strips or rows, and each row needs to be 20 squares. So take this times 10 and just keep on going. Each square is 15 rows. So I have to knit 15 rows, then change a color, 15 rows, change a color. And I'm going to be picking my colors randomly. Like I showed in the last video, it's just random yarn that was on my shelves. It's acrylic yarn. They're all acrylic or acrylic based yarn that is left over from projects, or I got on a sale, what have you, whatever the reason being. And so I'll be picking them at random, which is kind of what I did with my husband's remnant scarf. He asked me for Christmas one year to make him a scarf out of remnant yarn that I had lying around the house because I had so much yarn. So I made him a scarf, and very Doctor Who inspired scarf, and I knitted it with my Addy king size machine, and my husband was very, very happy with that, as well as a hat. One of the things I am going to be doing with this project, and probably all my projects, to kind of show you guys what it's like, at the end of this series, we'll talk about how much time I put into this project. So starting today, from start to finish on the project, not even counting the planning that goes into this. The planning is a whole separate thing, but actually making the physical product is a whole different aspect. And but from a market standpoint, like, how much would a blanket like this cost? How much would material, like, even if it's remnant yarn, like ballparking it and what have you, it all just is kind of up in the air. Everybody has their own opinion about pricing things, especially when it comes to small businesses and marketing and things like that. So I will be using an app on my iPad. I still have it on my iPad. I don't know why it's no longer available on like the newer iPhones, and I think it's still available on Android. I'm not 100% certain about that. My husband's not home, so I can't be like, hey babe, can you check to see if this app is still available on the Android phones? But I am using Crochet Land. It's still on my iPad and it still works, and I'm just going to use it. So it keeps track of all my projects and orders and things like that. And also it keeps track of how much supplies I used and the machines and things like that. I'm going to use that, and we're going to use that as an example of how much everything costs in the end, how much time I put into it, and what I would actually sell it for. And that's going to be in the next video. It's not going to be in this video because that's just a lot of information to take in, while also showing you guys the progress and how I am making things. I'm not going to do like straight up going to show you exactly how I do it every minute and second of the day. But I will show you like, okay, this is how I did it. Here's how you do this stitch. Here's what I did here and how I did X, Y, and Z.
Hey everyone, so I'm editing the video right now. I know I said I would do a step-by-step, like kind of show you how I do things a little bit, but that would make it almost a 2-hour-long video if I did that. And I don't have that kind of time, and I know for certain you don't have that kind of time either. So for the sake of the length of this video, if you want me to do a step-by-step tutorial video on how I made the puff blanket so you can make it as well, drop in the comments if you want me to make a tutorial video sometime in the future, and we'll just do it that way. If you want me to do it that way, that's great. If not, then just let me know in the comments, and we'll just do it that way. So back to the video.
I will try in the future to do more tutorials on how to do like how to work with wasted yarn, and how to do the oh gosh, I had the name for it the other day. Lifeline, that's what it's called. In knitting, they have a lifeline in knitting where you put a little string in a row, especially if you're doing lace work and you drop a stitch or something and you have to undo your work. Then you have what's called a lifeline to save you from undoing every single stitch. It gets you down to a certain row, and then you can keep doing that over and over when you're knitting. Usually it's more common when doing it with lace work, but I've seen it done with other projects as well. But in the meantime, I'm going to get started. I'm going to start a movie in the background, probably a show that I have watched so many times, and like, let's be honest, it'll probably be like Dr. Pole or something. I don't know. So let's get started. All right, so I finished making my first strip here. I have to make how many? 17 of these. And it's going to take me it took me roughly an hour to do this. So the goal was to try and do 2 a night, and I don't think that's going to happen. I think what's going to happen is on the weekend I'm going to be knitting like crazy. But so far so good on the first one, and I got to put all this yarn away and start all over fresh tomorrow. But I'm going to look over how tight I did. I'm like kind of looking over real quick. It looks like everything's tied pretty tightly and evenly, which is good. So it looks like there might be a couple in there, but it looks like it's pretty close to one side. So I can do that real quick at some point. But overall, it looks pretty good, and it's a great way to use up some scrap yarn for sure. And like I said, I got a lot of work to do, and I got to try and get it done before the end of the month so I can focus on editing videos and get it all out and ready for you guys to see. But yeah, so far 1 hour for one strip, we will see what the rest of the week brings, because kids and everything else. So stay tuned. All right, it is day 2 of working on this project. It's the morning. I'm going to set up my machine. I took everything apart so my kids wouldn't play with it. Little Bean is up. That's why Blue's Clues is playing in the background. I'm going to try and see. I'll probably get one strip done this morning, maybe get another one done in the afternoon, and then hopefully get a third one done this evening. That's the goal. Try to get 3 done today and see how it goes. But it all depends on my kids and my dogs and how they're going to be. So let's see how it all goes. All right. So in an hour and 15 minutes, I managed to make 2 strips, which I kind of surprised myself a little bit. Sorry, still dealing with allergies. I was only expecting to make one, since the last one took me an hour to make. But an hour and 15 minutes for 2, clearly I could tell I was going a lot faster. I knew what I was doing, and I was doing the math real quickly in my head. Yeah, I'll see how many I can make this afternoon when little Bean, is napping, and my oldest is content watching his show. He'll probably help me like pick colors, and that's probably it. But we'll see how that goes. Again, not really showing a whole lot of the process because it's just me cranking and choosing colors. Yeah, not a whole lot to see about like how I'm doing certain things. Like, I'm not showing stitch work. It's all the same thing. But I'm changing colors, and I'm just picking them at random. I'm using the same 20 colors. If one runs out, then I have a couple other colors in here that I can still use. So hopefully it all works out. So far I have 3. I have to make 17. So like 14 more to go. So it's going to be a while. All right. So real quick, just wanted to show you guys what I've made for day 2. I actually was able to make 4 strips, and then I made one yesterday to kind of see how long it would take, and now I have an idea of how long it's going to take. There's one yarn in particular that's giving me trouble, and it's this yellow-ish yarn. It's not dropping stitches correctly. And so thankfully it is only for me. So here, you can kind of see it right there a little bit. It's like, unless you really look into it, it's not that bad. But so far I've made 2. That's like a third of the way done. I don't have any plans for tomorrow other than my kids wanting to play outside. It's going to be hot tomorrow, so I might let them be outside and play in the sunshine before it drops down to 60 degrees and they can't play outside. So yeah, but so far so good on the blanket. I'm about a third of the way done. I have this whole weekend to work on it. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I would like to get all the pieces made so that way next week can be more focused on, or at least this weekend, part of this weekend, maybe Sunday, focused on actually stuffing and stitching everything together. So again, we'll see how it goes, but I think I'm gonna call it quits for today for day 2 because I'm tired and I actually have to do some household chores because my husband's deployed and no one else is doing the chores. So I have to. Yeah. All right, so I did one, and clearly today is one of those days with my allergies where I just cannot think straight. I messed up twice on this with my counting. So there are some squares that are larger than others. And I mean, it's for me, it's not for anyone in particular. So I'm okay with it. But if it was like for somebody, or it was going to be a gift, or I was going to sell it at a market, then I would be super picky about how it looks and such and finished product wise. But I'm okay with it, and it'll still look great. But I think as far as this morning goes, I think I'm done. I'm in a fog. My allergies are getting to me. Again, it took me about 45 minutes, the same as the others, or less than 45 minutes, or pretty dang close to it. So I am going to be done for this morning. I'm going to try and do some cleaning and feed my son and I some lunch and pick up my other son from preschool and all that stuff. So yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. I think we're done for the morning. We'll see how I am this afternoon, but I did promise the boys that we'd play outside since it's going to be a nice hot day. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll get one more in tonight. And then I'll see how I am tomorrow, because tomorrow is supposed to be nothing going on. So I can try and get as much as I can done in the morning or during nap time, something. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But otherwise, this is all I'm going to get done this morning. So, all right. So I am back. Hair is a mess, but that's okay. I did a little bit of cleaning, not a whole lot. Got my oldest back from preschool. My youngest is taking a nap, so I'm going to try and get one more in. Mind, body is still kind of foggy, but we're going to try and get one more done before we go outside and play for the rest of the afternoon. And then maybe I will get one more in tonight. We'll see about that. So, yeah. All right, so ignore my workspace. I have 8 of these made already. Hold on, I gotta get these off. Give me a minute. I have 8 of these strips made already. This is the waste yarn. This is the drop line, or the safety line, that I will remove when closing the strips up. And yeah, so I'm basically halfway there. To be honest, I thought it would take a lot longer. I'm already, I made one on Tuesday night, and I've made the rest yesterday and today. So yeah, so I made 3 today. I think I'm done for today. Just want to sit and relax and not focus on a project that requires a lot of counting. Even though, yes, it's hand cranking on a machine, it does require a lot of counting, just making sure I'm doing math in my head, making sure I have the same number of rows each time. So I think I'm just going to chill tonight and enjoy my evening, watch a show, maybe pick up another one of my projects that is very mindless work, and enjoy my evening, and then start back up tomorrow. And yeah, and we'll see how that goes. I'm going to enjoy my night. I'm going to watch my show and relax. I have no one to bug me except for the dogs. There's one. There's two. Yeah, those are the only things bugging me at night. So, see how it all goes tomorrow. All right, so it is Monday, the 22nd of May, and I said, oh yeah, I have the weekend. We have nothing going on. It'll be great. Yeah, about that weekend. I did absolutely nothing over the weekend. My mental health was like, nope, we're not doing anything this weekend. And I mean, when I say I'm not doing anything this weekend, I didn't do diddly squat, nothing. I did do some cleaning, which got destroyed by my kids. I mean, that's their job, right? And of course, I may or may not have gotten a Mother's Day gift, and I wanted to play it. So I played my new game on my Switch over the weekend, and we also had a birthday party. A friend invited us. It was her daughter's birthdays, and they are like my nieces. So I was like, yes, absolutely. And it was beautiful. It was gorgeous outside. So we went and had fun and played in the sun all day long. And my boys were extremely tired. I was tired because we were outside soaking up the sun. And then Sunday came around and I was like, oh shoot, I got to be an adult and actually, do groceries and things like that. So that's what Sunday happened to be, as well as a few other things that came up that I had to take care of. So weekend-wise, plans did not go accordingly. But am I relaxed? Absolutely. The only downside about this project so far is that it's all indoors. I cannot take it outside. I don't have a little table. My husband keeps saying that he's going to build me a little table for my knitting machines, and so that way I can take it wherever and sit wherever I want and have a hole in the middle of the board and just have a good old time knitting wherever. And that means I could take it outdoors if I wanted to. But we're not there. He hasn't made that yet. And as of right now, all of this has to be done indoors. I did make one this morning before I took my son to his therapy appointment. My oldest is autistic and ADHD, so he still has therapy during the week. And so, yeah, I managed to get one done before we left. And I am hoping during quiet time I can get at least one more done. I got to do some dishes before I do that, because if I don't, I will forget later, and then I will not have the motivation to do it. I never have the motivation to do dishes or anything adult responsibility wise. So I gotta do dishes, and then I'm going to try and get one done during quiet time, maybe two. Two is the goal. My goal is to make 5 today, and then I can make 4 tomorrow. And that should be it. And all I have to do is stitch everything up. I ran out of, I will say, my pre-made wasted yarn that I've used for so long. Has already been used up. I even had to make one this morning to complete my strip. So I have other yarn over here in this corner that you can't see. And sorry, my allergies are still real bad. It's been beautiful 70 to 80 degrees, and then all of a sudden it got cold. It went down to 60, 50 to 60 degrees. And so everyone's allergies are killing them. My kids and I were coughing and runny noses and everything. It's just been so much fun. That's also the other reason this weekend I'm like, nope, I am just going to chill and relax and try to get better so I can focus on this. yeah, so I'm going to do an adult responsibility, an adult chore, and then I'm going to come back to this project. I'm saying that now because otherwise I will not. So, adult chore, fun adult project. But 5 is the goal today. 5, then I get to play video games tonight. That's the goal. That's the goal. I hate that I have to do this to myself. All right. On to the chores. So, update on my project. I got to row number 5 for the day, and I left it alone, took care of some things, and my 2-year-old got a hold of it and messed it up. I was almost done. But now I am so frustrated and irritated with everyone and everything in my house that I just said, no, it's time to call it quits for tonight. Look at it fresh tomorrow. I did make 4. I had to undo it, and I tried redoing it, and it's not working out. I don't know what happened. So, yeah, I'm going to start over tomorrow. I have 5 more to make. I have appointments tomorrow for my kids, but we'll see what I can get done. If I can get 2 or 3 done, it's still progress. But as of tonight, I am done. I'm not. I need to relax. I need to spend time for myself. And, yeah. Because, yeah. Sometimes as an artist, fiber artist, you just gotta stop and say, enough's enough. If you get frustrated and irritated, it's not worth plowing through it when you get to this level of frustration and irritation, especially when you're dealing with kids and animals and other things going on in life. It's best to just stop what you're doing and walk away. Get a clear head tomorrow. Get some sleep. Watch your favorite show with nothing to do. Get your head cleared. So, we'll see how it goes tomorrow. All right. It is Friday, the Friday of Memorial Day weekend. And I have not been doing much work lately. A lot of things have been going on this week. I've had appointments this week, and I am in the process for multiple things. My oldest has autism and ADHD. I've shared that before. And I'm trying to get respite care, and that's been a process. I am also in the process with my youngest because he has a speech delay. So we had him evaluated last week, and today, not last week, 2 weeks ago, and today was the meeting to get all the paperwork together so we can start services, because they evaluated him and said, yes, he needs speech therapy. Let's get the ball rolling on this, because this program is for 3-year-olds and under, so from birth to 3-year-olds. And once you turn 3, you graduate from the program, and then you move on to either the school system or to private practice. And this area is just insane when it comes to speech therapy. Like, the wait list is anywhere from a couple months to years.
I was very lucky with my oldest to get him into speech therapy within a few months. They had some new speech pathologists coming in, and they had open slots. So they took on new clients. So my son was one of the few very lucky ones to get in real quick. But I digress. That's a whole that's a whole rant and tangent all on its own. So, but also here in Washington, we've been having some beautiful weather. And unfortunately, I cannot take my knitting machines outside so I can sit there and do my work. I can't. I have to be indoors because it has to be strapped to a freaking table. I don't have like a small table. My husband has always told me that he would make me one eventually sometime down the road, but it's not happening today. So everything has to be indoors, and which is fine. It's cool. It's fine. I'm working with it. So I have 13 made already, 13 strips already made. And I'm sitting here going, man, this math seems really off. So my wonderful dumb brain decided to redo all the math. And of course, my dumb brain did not write down accurate notes. This is why you need to write accurate notes, people. When you're designing things, write the freaking notes. You're not going to remember it. Okay? I'm going to repeat it one more time just for my sanity. And you need to hear it too. Because if I have to hear myself say it, you have to hear me say it. It's mostly towards me. But it needs to be said. Write down every piece of note. No matter how small it is. Write it down. Write it and make it more cohesive than a bunch of scribbles. Okay? Just write down the notes. Just write it down. Because I had to refigure out which was which, like, which one was the length, which one was the width measurement, and of course, I am just special. And I'm like, I will definitely remember this. No, Amanda, you did not. You did not remember it. So I had to redo all the math. I had to remeasure everything, and I find out that actually it is 6.5 by 6 inches, or 6 by 6.5 inches. So 6 inches long length by 6.5 wide. Because length times width. I should know this because it was drilled into me by my mathematician parents for many, many years. Like, seriously, oh my gosh, I just need to do it. Just do it, Amanda. I refigured everything, so the length is fine. Don't have to change a thing or just say screw it, it is what it is. The length is perfect. I actually got that measurement correct. It was the width that I had it incorrectly. So, here I am measuring the width and doing all the calculations and everything. And originally I was doing 17 strips. I now have to do 16 strips. So I have to do one less. Which, hallelujah, I have to do one less. And I only have 3 more to make instead of 4. I will take that. I will take my happy butt and take that as a win tonight. I wasn't planning on making a video tonight. I wasn't planning on making an update tonight about this, but you know, it is what it is. It's been a crazy day. We had a friend over to come and play and hang out with us, which was great. It was fun. My son and her had a grand old time. They were playing outside. Then we came in, and while my youngest was taking a nap, they decorated cookies And then after all that, we went back outside and played until one of her parents came and got her. So it was a great day. It was a fun day. And then my dogs decided to be a pain afterwards. But you know what? It ended up being a good day. It started off as a good day. We had a bit of a mess in the middle towards the end of the day. And then I just said, you know what? Let's get back to it. And I fixed the strip that I was having problems with earlier this week. And now I am getting back on track. I only have 3 more to make. And I think this weekend I'm just going to keep knitting. And then once all that's done, then I will give another update on how I'm gonna close off the tubes. And I think I have another option, another plan in motion that might work better than the way I did it with the sample. I know I didn't show you the process of that sample because I was mostly just kind of figuring it out in my own head, but I think I have an idea that might work better. We're just going to have to wait and see how it all goes. So, crossing fingers that everything will work. So, till next time. All right, update. It's Memorial Day. We didn't go anywhere because it's Memorial Day and everything's basically closed unless you're going to the store to go to do whatever sale. But we had no reason to leave the house, so we didn't. And well, I closed up the ends of every single strip. So over the weekend, I did finish all the little strips that I needed to make. Closed the ends up of each one, just the one end. So I got that done. And I started stuffing them. And I may have overstuffed it a little bit. Some areas are a little more stuffed than others, which is, it's fine. It's fine. It's for me. It's for me and my kids and things like that. So don't worry about it. I'm going to try and roll it out a little bit, kind of see if the stuffing will even itself out. I'm going to put it on the table and roll it like a snake, like a Play-Doh snake. I have 2 completed so far. And I have a third one that is completely stuffed here, but the end needs to be stitched up. So that's pretty much it. I want to share how much time I've put into it so far. We're at 15 and a half hours, just over 15 and a half hours into this project. And tomorrow's Tuesday. I don't have anything other than dropping my kid off at preschool. School's almost done. We have 2 more weeks. It's this week and next week with my son going to preschool. And that's really the biggie for him, and going to occupational therapy. So nothing major, really. And because it was a holiday, we normally have occupational therapy on Mondays, but because it was a holiday, we had to reschedule. So that's being moved to Wednesday. And I also have a parent-teacher meeting on Thursday. So I'm trying very, very hard to finish as much as I can this week, because I would like to edit it maybe over the weekend, edit the video over the weekend, try to get everything done. If I can finish stuffing these maybe tomorrow or Wednesday, depending on what the heck is going on. And yeah, so I forgot to mention, I have a box of stuffing right here. I am literally just quadruple, however many knots. I'm going through and re-knotting everything to make sure it's secure and strong. I'm doing the flat seam stitch, slip stitch seam, the flat slip stitch seam, and it should keep it secure, but just because I deal with my kids, I am just saying, nah fam, I'm just gonna go through and redo it.
if I were to do this again, I would do it completely different. Honestly, I would do it differently. I would probably be stuffing it as I go. That would be, and for that to happen, I would definitely need a small table or something with a hole, so I just keep go. It just keeps going down. So that's, yeah. If it would probably cut production time in half, honestly, if I did it that way. But you know what? We learn by doing, live and learn. That's all you can do. And yeah, so I would definitely, that's how I would totally redo it if I were to do this again. I would probably beg my husband to make me a table for my knitting machines. One for my Addie and one for my the king size, and one for the king size, one for the king size and one for the express. So one, they have the locks where they're supposed to be. You should technically have the foot braces, one in the front and one in the back, and all you have to do is just crank. And then I would just have like a big hole in the middle and just do that. But I don't have that. So again, you live and learn and work with what you got. So I am going to turn on a show. I don't know what I'm going to watch, but I got to watch something and try and get at least 2 more done today. And because I did 3, I would like to try and get 2 more done. It is 7:20 right now. Maybe 1 more done. I'll try and get 1 more done because 16, that would be 4 days. I don't want to do that. I'm going to try and get as many as I can done tonight and go from there. So, yeah. And by the way, happy Memorial Day. I know it's after, by the time you guys see this, it's going to be after Memorial Day, but yeah. So, let's get back to work. I need to get back to work, and I need caffeine. Not coffee, caffeine. I need to get myself a drink. Yeah, okay. I just need to stop talking. Okay, bye. I just finished up for the night. I got 5 total done today, which was originally my goal. Now that I know what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, it's a lot easier. I just have 11 more to go. I'm hoping that I can get all that done tomorrow. Because, yeah, I mean, what was it? It was just at 15 and a half hours. I'm now at 17, just under 17 and a half hours on my tablet, on my timer here, which I got to take that upstairs to charge tonight. So all in all, I'm making good time on it. I'm going to try and finish this up as fast as I can. So probably my goal is Wednesday to have it all done, stuffed, and fill all the tubes filled with stuffing by the end of the day tomorrow. That's my goal. Number 1 goal. My second goal is to stitch them together to form the blanket by Wednesday, the length part. If I have so it has dog hair all over it. My kid has been playing with it. So stitching lengthwise, attaching the strips together, that's my goal for Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday will be straight across.
That one can take a little bit longer because I am working through the stuffing more so than the attaching. That I am not working through the stuffing. I'm working with just the yarn by that point. So yeah, and then border, and hopefully my goal is to be done with it before the weekend. All in all, as much as I would love to just stay up all night to work on this, I actually have to get up and be a parent and take my kid to school in the morning. Preschool is almost done. School is almost out for the summer. And I'm just trying to get all this done so I can focus on what I need to focus on. Because it's end of the school year. And I do actually want to make some things for end of the school year gifts for teachers. And that's kind of what I want to do over the weekend. If I can get it done or do it on Monday, the following Monday. So, yeah, just a lot to do. But so it is 9:30 at night. I need to get ready for bed for myself so I can wake up and get the day rolling, so I can come back after dropping my kid off at school so I can focus on this. Let my kid do whatever, my youngest do whatever he needs to do, just play around and such. I'm going to bed. I am gonna wake up early tomorrow and try to have a little bit of a peaceful morning before going crazy. So let's see how tomorrow comes. So see you later. All right, doing a quick update. So remember those plans I told y'all about that I was going to do? Yeah, that didn't happen. Why? I got food poisoning. Yeah. Tuesday night, I felt it coming. After dinner, I just felt this pain in my stomach, like almost a couple hours after dinner. And that was it. That was the end of me. I was just done. Nope, nothing. I tried to do something on Wednesday. It didn't happen because it just went into Wednesday. Didn't happen. Nothing happened. And then also, what I thought were bug bites on my son actually was a lot worse than that, or at least in my mind, it was a lot worse than that. I thought it was a rash. So Wednesday night, I took my son to urgent care. Ended up being hives. We still don't know why he got the hives. We don't know if it was something he ate, even though everything he did eat that night or the night before was all things that he has eaten in the past and has no problems with it whatsoever. And then I learned that you can technically get hives due to stress. My husband has been on deployment for 6 months. Apparently, my almost 5-year-old son has stressed himself out worrying about his dad and missing his dad that he possibly gave himself hives. This is like a whole new level of parenting that I've never, like, I'm still working on this because I've honestly never seen this before. And I mean, once you're a parent, you start learning things you've never even learned about before. And this is one of them, that you can get hives due to the amount of stress that you put on yourself. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like a whole new level, a whole new world to me. So they gave us some medicine and we went on our way, and he's doing a lot better now, and I'm doing a lot better. Everyone's doing a lot better. And so I formulated a plan, which started on Tuesday, was to tie all the knots on the inside, I just almost whacked myself in the face, tie all these strings up so it doesn't come undone, or at least it takes a little bit longer to come undone. So I did that. And I finished those up this morning. Super easy. And then I filled in the sleeves or the tubes with stuffing today. I did like 2 or 3 so far. 3. I think I did 3. So far I have completed 8. I am at hour 21. I'm 21 hours into this project so far. And the only downside is that I'm almost out of stuffing. There's a good possibility I have to go to Joann's tomorrow to get more stuffing. And if that's the case, then the cost of my project just went up more. I don't know if I've mentioned it before in previous update videos. I probably have, but in case I didn't, here it is. I have a box of stuffing that I bought when I first moved here almost 4 years ago. Back when it was like $20 for the box, $25 for the entire 10-pound box. And I haven't used it all up. That's why I decided to do this project, to start using some of my supplies that I have on hand, use it up as much as I can, and put it away and just use it. So I probably had half a box left, maybe 5 pounds left. And maybe a little bit more, to be honest with you. Probably a little bit more. And this is how much is left, okay? Like, we're talking less than 3 pounds. And I don't know. I might have to go to Joann's, might not. I don't know. We will see. I'm just going to keep at it because I have the motivation and the energy to do things right now. So I am going to fill the tubes up with stuffing, and then we'll see where we're at for the evening. Generally, I am taking about half an hour to fill and close up the tubes, and which is not bad. I have 8 of these left, and it's almost 7:30. So if I did this in 4 hours, it might not be done tonight. It also depends on how much stuffing I have left. So I don't think I'm going to make it through all 8 of them tonight. I'm pretty darn certain that we're going to be going to Joann's tomorrow. I'll be lucky if I can fill 2, maybe 3 tonight, and if I still have some time, then I will probably start stitching some of these together. Also depends on what time it is and if I really want to go to bed. So that's that. So we'll see how that goes and go from there. Yeah. Come with me to my Joann's. So which one should we get, David?
I want 5 pounds.
You want 5 pounds. But if Mommy has to come back here to get more stuffing, are you going to buy it?
No.
No? Okay.
I think the one I want is 10 pounds.
Now you think we need 10 pounds?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm kind of agreeing with you right now. All right. Got the 10-pound box. Let's head out. Here we go. And of course I couldn't help myself because it's Joann's and they're reusable bags. Even though I didn't really need one. But there it is. I say that was a successful Joann's trip. I only stopped once to look at pretty yarn, and my son reminded me that we're not stopping to look at pretty yarn. Accountability, even when it comes from a 4-year-old. All right, so it is 10 o'clock on Saturday evening, and I wanted to share what I have so far. This is what I have so far. These are already connected, and it's a good 5 feet long. I'm 5'11", so I was able to put it up against me, and I'm it's probably a little longer than 5 feet, but I have 5 of them connected, and I am exhausted because I finished stuffing these today. I also caught up on social media posts, so I got that done. And now I started this afternoon stitching these together. So it can vary on time. It also depends on lighting is a big one, is a big issue, especially with these darker colors. Sometimes I have a hard time seeing the stitches that I'm stitching through, that I'm seaming slip stitching through. But yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to get this done in time for the video, or at least get them stitched up together. I don't know. I might be able to do one row of this and then probably calculate how much time it would take me to do every single row. So it varies. I also have a plan B if I want to do something else. Plan B, plan C, I'm playing through it in my head. But right now the goal is to really just attach these all together and go from there, and eventually just kind of run the math through my head. So yeah, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow morning and start all, and it's a new day, get as much as I can done by tomorrow, and then after that we'll see how far I have gotten and go from there. So, but yeah, this is what I have so far. It's huge. It's I mean, it's fun. It's fun so far. It's comfy. But I would love to make it into like an actual puff blanket, but I think for the sake of this mini series, it may be an like it may have to be done later on when life is not as crazy. It may be finished later on, but we're going to see how much I can get done tomorrow and go from there, because already it's been a lot. But I'm proud of myself so far for getting this far, and I hope that I can keep going and see how far I can get. So yeah. Alright, so this video is already an hour long, and you're just gonna have to wait till next week to see if I finish the project or not, and live in suspense. So in the meantime, do all the YouTubey things, subscribe, like, drop a comment, and we'll see you next week and see if I actually finished the project or not. Until next time, happy crafting.